Have you ever wondered why you keep working harder, reading more, trying everything, and still feel stuck and in the same place? What if I told you that out of the 15 self-improvement books that I read this year, only 4 change how I think, how I act, and how I build my life? If you feel behind, overwhelmed, or quietly worried that you're wasting time chasing the wrong advice, this video is for you. By the end of this video, you'll know which 4 books quietly reshaped how you make money, communicate, grow confidence, and define real wealth. And one of these books could have completely changed my career trajectory had I read it earlier. Stick with me, because if you click away, you'll probably keep repeating the same patterns without knowing why. If you're anything like I was, you're doing a lot but feeling very little progress. You're consuming content. You're trying to improve. But deep down, you feel frustrated watching other people pass you by. People with less talent, less discipline, less effort, yet somehow better results. I've been there. I've wasted years chasing motivation instead of building alignment. I've read books that sounded smart but changed nothing. That's why this video matters. This isn't a random book list. This is an ordered system. 4 books, 4 layers of your life: money, communication, mindset, and wealth beyond money. I'll break them down to the exact order I think you should read them. And at the end, I'll connect all 4 into one simple framework that you can actually use. Book 1, The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel. Let's start with money, because money stress quietly ruins everything else. Here's the uncomfortable truth. You don't need more financial knowledge. You need better financial behavior. That's the core message of The Psychology of Money. This book explains why smart people make terrible money decisions and why average people quietly build massive wealth. It's not IQ. It's not hustle. It's how you behave under uncertainty. One idea from this book completely reframed how I think about success. The biggest financial advantage is time, not intelligence. Yet most people sacrifice time for short-term wins. They chase fast money. They panic during downturns. They copy others without understanding the risks. And then they wonder why they're stuck. This book taught me that doing nothing is often the smartest move. Let me tell you about a time when I made a financial decision based upon emotion. Back in January 2021, I got caught up in the GameStop short squeeze frenzy. In case you don't remember, that's when retail investors, coordinating on Reddit's Wall Street Bets subreddit, bought massive amounts of GameStop stock. This drove its price up dramatically and forced short-selling hedge funds to buy shares at inflated prices to cover their bets, leading to huge losses for them and highlighting the power of organized retail trading. I created a Robinhood account, deposited some money in there, and tried to buy the stock. However, Robinhood froze the trades and wouldn't let me make the purchase. Comment below with your experience with the GameStop short squeeze. I'd love to hear about how it worked out for you. After reading The Psychology of Money, I don't think I'd be as quick to make a financial move like that again in the future. If you feel anxious about money, behind in savings, or confused by financial advice, this book doesn't shame you. It frees you. And it sets the foundation for everything else. Book 2, The 16 Undeniable Laws of Communication by John C. Maxwell. Here's something nobody likes to admit. Your ideas don't matter if you can't communicate them. Your effort doesn't matter if people don't understand you. Your value stays hidden if your message is unclear. This book changed how I speak, listen, and lead. Not with tricks, with principles. One law that hit me hard is the law of connection. People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. Simple idea, hard truth. Most of us talk to impress instead of to connect. We overload. We ramble. We miss the human side. This book shows you how to speak so people actually lean in, how to read the room, how to simplify your message, how to lead conversations instead of chasing approval. Let me tell you about a time when poor communication cost me a job opportunity. I recently interviewed for a new position with my current employer. I knew the role would be a stretch for me, but I felt I could make up for the qualifications I was lacking with my other skills and experience. Following the interview, I was informed that I was deselected for the role. Whenever this happens, I typically reach out to the hiring manager for a quick meeting to discuss why I was deselected. He said something that stuck with me. He said that I used the word "we" in many of my responses to the interview questions. You see, the result was that the interviewers weren't sure which accomplishments were mine versus other team members. Next time I'm in an interview, I'll be more careful in my communication. I'll describe my accomplishments, not just my project team's. If you feel invisible, if you feel misunderstood, if you know you have more to offer but can't get it across, then this book is a turning point. And it directly affects your income, your influence, and your confidence. Book 3, Mindset, by Carol S. Dweck. Now, let's talk about the belief system running your life. This book exposes a silent limiter most people never notice: a fixed mindset versus growth mindset. In simple terms, a fixed mindset believes your abilities are locked. A growth mindset believes skills are built. But here's what surprised me. You can have a growth mindset in one area and a fixed mindset in another. You might believe you can grow in your career, but not in relationships, or fitness, but not money. This book helped me spot where I was secretly quitting early, where I avoided challenges to protect my identity, where I said,
"That's just not me."
That phrase is dangerous because it closes doors you haven't even tried to open. Have you ever avoided something because you believed you weren't naturally good at it? After I read this book, I look at new projects in a completely different way. I recently had my manager stop by my desk and ask me if I'd be willing to take on a new project. My knee-jerk reaction was that I may not be the best fit to lead the work, as I don't really have much experience that directly relates to the project. But then I remembered the guidance that Carol Dweck provided in her book, and I decided to welcome the challenge as a growth opportunity. In my experience, stepping out of my comfort zone to lead challenging projects has been a tremendous growth opportunity and a fantastic way to differentiate myself from my peers. If you feel intimidated by smarter people, if failure hits your confidence hard, if you secretly fear being exposed as not good enough, this book will feel like it's talking directly to you. If this video is helping you rethink how you approach your life, take 1 second to support the channel. Like the video, subscribe to Building Success, and comment below which book hit you the hardest in the last year. It generally helps more than you know. Now, let's get to the book that ties everything together. Book 4, The 5 Types of Wealth by Sahil Bloom. This book changed how I define winning. Most people chase money while quietly losing everything else: health, time, relationships, purpose. This book defines 5 types of wealth: financial wealth, time wealth, social wealth, mental wealth, physical wealth. And here's the uncomfortable part. You can be rich and still be poor. If you have money but no time, you're trapped. If you have success but no health, you're fragile. If you have status but no relationships, you're alone. This book forced me to audit my life honestly. Not just my bank account, but my calendar, my energy, my relationships. Redefining wealth helped me adjust my priorities. The book introduces a concept called a wealth score, where you can answer 5 questions for each of the 5 different types of wealth. This was eye-opening to me, as it gave me a fresh perspective on how I rate myself for each of the 5 types of wealth. My lowest score was physical wealth, and it was helpful for me to recognize that and take action. If you're chasing goals but feel burned out, if success feels hollow, if you're afraid of waking up years from now with regrets, this book gives you a new scoreboard. Here's the framework I promised earlier. The Psychology of Money teaches you how to think long term. The 16 Laws of Communication teaches you how to express value. Mindset teaches you how to grow instead of quit. The 5 Types of Wealth, teaches you what actually matters. Together, they solve the real problem. Not lack of information, but lack of alignment. When your thinking, communication, beliefs, and priorities align, progress accelerates, and that's what most people are missing. Let me leave you with this. You don't need to read everything. You need to read the right things. Start with how you think about money. Learn to communicate clearly. Adopt a mindset that grows. And redefine wealth before it's too late. My name is Stephen Kofer. Thanks for stopping by. I started this channel when I hit a turning point that forced me to rebuild my life from the inside out. I realized real success starts with changing your identity, not your goals. Now, I help people break old patterns, build better habits, and become the person their future can depend on. If you want more videos like this, watch the next video that YouTube is recommending, especially for you. Because building success isn't about doing more. It's about doing what matters. I'll see you there.